As Yasuoka climbs out of the car, her gaze turns nostalgic as she looks around.
It's been a long time. About 20 years now. Back to 2 generations of family heads.
You've known them a long time, then.
It's been that long. It hasn't been that long. I had a falling out with the Murasame, the second last head, and cut ties with them. They didn't even invite me to Murasame's funeral. The last head, Masamune, and Saya were kids the last time I saw them. Imagine my surprise when Saya contacted me a month ago.
Wait a second. First it was Murasame, then it was Masamune, and the current head is Seiyakujo, right? There have been 3 heads in 20 years?
That's right.
Yasuoka grimaces.
The family is known for their short lives. Accidents or heart attacks, very few had lived full lives. Gossip says their family is cursed.
So Seiyakujo didn't escape that fate either. It's probably just coincidence, but there's something about this mansion that tells me I shouldn't be so sure. If it really is a curse, what's causing it? Could it be a divine wrath?
Ah, Miss I. You've been staring this whole time. Something the matter?
Well, there's something. Mr. Cade, does the Cujo family keep animals out in their yard? No, I don't think so. Oh, then that black rabbit is odd. That rabbit's back again? But what is it doing here? Where did it go? I think it was headed for the building. It had something in its mouth. What was it? I don't know. It's too dark and it was far away.
You know that rabbit, Mr. Cade?
Kind of. I tell them about the black rabbit I've seen on my investigations. Mary said that it has some sort of spirit residing in it.
And now it's suddenly here. What could that mean, I wonder?
All at once my heart starts pounding. I have a bad feeling about this, like something terrible is about to happen. I find myself bolting to the entrance hall. Everything looks the same as usual here, but did the rabbit get inside the mansion? I quickly scan the room for it. Oh no. Mary isn't sitting on the sofa. I don't know who's speaking. It's either Mr. Cade or
Mr. Cade?
Oh, no, it's her. Mr. Cade, over in the corner. I turn in the direction I is pointing. What's going on? Ai's voice has an audible shake in it. How the hell should I know? I have to force the words out of my mouth. My voice shakes like hers. Yasuoka is silent. Hey, Odd Howard, I'm good. How are you? No! Mary lies on the ground, tragically broken. Her beautiful face is smashed to pieces. Next to her lies the rabbit. Its head is twisted unnaturally. Fresh blood stains the floor. Hey, Mary? I call out to her, daring to hope. But I only get silence in response. Mary. Mary is dead. Though I don't know if you say that for a doll. After that, I and Yasuoka help me pick up Mary's remains as well as the rabbits. We work in complete silence, no one daring to speak a word. Mary is gone. I'll have to face spirits in the mark without her help from now on. Terror and dread threaten to consume me. Will I ever be able to hunt down spirits like I've been doing? What the hell happened here? Did some sort of spirit do this? We know Kujo Mansion isn't necessarily safe from spirit attacks. In fact, Seiyakujo was killed by Hanahiko. And why did the rabbit come here? The last time I saw it, it was at H Shrine. Did it travel all the way here after that? And for what purpose?
Mr. Cade, a moment please. I found this while cleaning. Do you have an idea what it is?
She hands me a keyring with a single key on it. The tag attached to it says Master Key. It's the master key to the mansion. Host? What is that? But what's it doing here?
Miss I did say the rabbit had something in its mouth earlier. It could have picked this up this keyring and carried it.
Are you saying the rabbit had the master key?
It's only a guess. It's also quite possible that Mary had it herself.
But Mary said she didn't know where it was. The truth is shrouded in darkness. We can use that key to open up any room in the mansion, right? Is there a place you want to get into? As a matter of fact, there is. That smoke voice is going to kill me. There's one place I've been unable to check. The locked room in the southeast corner of the second floor. I have not. Is it a... Who makes it? Is it, like, what country? The room layout looks no different than that of the other guest rooms. What are those tools on the desk? They look pretty strange.
That frame over there interests me. I'd like to see the photos inside.
There are 2 places of interest. Which one should I check first? On the desk is a board lined with tools. There are a variety of sharp chisels and long tools that look like spatulas all in a row. Next to them are bottles filled with paints and a stack of art books. What exactly were they making? The desk drawers are full of tools as well, but no documents or parts on the mark like I had hoped. I picks up a chisel and studies its handle. This thing! MK is engraved on it. Seiya Kujo would be SK, so... Seiya's father was Murasame Kujo, and her older brother, the head for her, was Masamune Kujo. Either one would be MK. Oh, I'm reading in the wrong voice completely. Sorry about that. Yasuo tilts her head in thought.
I heard the Kujo family ancestors were tasked with making Buddha statues. I suppose either of them could have been influenced by that.
That's about all we learned from this desk. I'll check the other spot next. The picture frame contains several photos. Marionettes, wax figures, Japanese dolls. They're all photos of dolls. And one of them is... a photo of Mary's bare frame. It looks like she was still being put together. So if the tools on the desk are used to make dolls, then was Mary created here in the mansion? There's a pattern on Mary's right arm. Isn't that the mark? But I never saw anything like that on her arm. Plus, this one is a different color from the one us mark bearers have. A black mark. Ours may be red, but somehow this feels even more ominous. After examining the desk and the frame, we search the rest of the room as well, but we come up with nothing more. Oh, that's too bad. I was expecting an amazing secret. We didn't learn anything more about spirits or the mark here. The only thing left is the diary we found in the shelter. We'll just have to place all our bets on that. We return to the entrance hall. I pull the red notebook out of the bag I left on the floor. The flowers and tallow smell assault my nose. I feel like my olfactory senses are shriveling.
What a vulgar stench. I recognize this from when we filmed on the K Miyamachi North Road.
Thank you for subscribing.
It was only a brief whiff of it, so I thought I'd imagine the smell, but perhaps that's when I received.
Yasuoka scowls at the notebook. If she's right, then this notebook could be connected to the spirits somehow. Inside it is the contents of a woman's diary. I mostly watch, like, Korean horror movies and other Asian horror movies over stuff, and I have to... Inside is the contents of a woman's diary. It almost seems like it was soaked in a pool of perfume. Stains and discoloration make most of the pages unreadable. But the last page seems clean. The date is from half a month ago. Chapter 4, Miss Zoo. As I wait the fated day, I recall my days as a teacher. The children called me Miss Zoo. Zoo, the keeper of the animals. Probably because I kept so many laboratory animals in the science lab. Are we gonna get to go to the second floor finally? I got to be surrounded by my beloved animals, my cute little snakes. I was so much more fulfilling than my current boring research. But because of that foolish principal and the fire, the school was shut down. My paradise was stolen from me. I need to take back my paradise. The great Asura has bestowed upon me the wisdom I need to do that. Tomorrow I will die. By the great Asura's abundant mercy, I will be reborn as Miss Zu, so I may rebuild my paradise again. It is all as the great Asura has said. Oh, great Asura. Asura. Okay, no. Asura. Yes. The rest of the page is filled with Asura. Did she lose her sanity while writing it? Traces of kiss marks over the names. That combined with the choking perfume, the heavy weight of lust is overwhelming.
The dark passions in this notebook, thoroughly disgusting. I'd love to burn it to ash immediately.
So this Miss Zu who wrote this, could she be the woman from the rumors? If she worked in a lab, that would explain the white robe. But I wonder which school she was talking about. She said it was her paradise. Do you have any ideas?
Yes, I agree. It's the only abandoned school in the area that hasn't been torn down. It may be the paradise she wrote of.
If what the diary says is true, then the woman died after she wrote it. This great Asura would have guided her transformation into Miss Zu. I can't believe a human would choose to become a spirit of their own free will. Is that really possible?
She seems fairly confident that she would be reborn. And the notebook being in the shelter might serve as a supporting evidence. Perhaps she meant it as a farewell to her life as a human. How sentimental.
Miss Zu? So is she the one that gave Madame Yasuoka and I our marks? That's where we found the diary, so the spirit must know the place. It would make sense that it comes and goes from there, then, for whatever reason. It looks like we know where we must go next. Time to go to H Element. Oh, time to go to H Elementary! I can't handle to do the other woman's voice. As a partner in this, I will stick with the young lady and hopefully not lose my voice. I don't know. Ever since we left, I has been humming and waving her hands in the passenger seats. No, it's just that deep voice. And I said this earlier, it's kind of funny because I sing to things like Hailstorm when I was in, even my vocal coach was like, I can do a really healthy sounding like growl when I sing and stuff, but for some reason, but it's not the same because this one I'm like closing my throat to do it, whereas when I growl sing I need to open it. So I think it's a different, my throat is not used to this one voice because yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. She seems like she has no idea about what things we're going to see, and that worries me. Oh, sorry. Am I distracting you from driving? Not really. Are you trying to learn some choreography? Yeah, it's so hard. Mind if I vent a little, Mr. Carl? She turns towards me, hopefully. I'm going back and forth. There's been no work. It's hard to get... Not many people are getting massages right now. She turns toward me, hopefully. Am I getting some kind of insider scoop? P was like, we're doing a new song and changed the set list a week out. Oh, a set list is a list of songs we perform at a show. So now we have to rush to learn the moves for this whole new song. I'm at a point where I'm dancing even while eating. Isn't that horrible? Oh, yeah, it is. About half of that flew over my head, but it's obvious that she's busy. But I know why P's in such a rush. Idol groups need a lot of exposure during their debuts to really make it big. That's why P's so desperate to promote us everywhere. But... I lowered her voice. For this to happen at such an important time. Next week is when we debut the new song. We'll make it in time, won't we? What do you mean? I mean, will everyone be getting better by then? All this Mark and Spirit stuff? Well, no one knows. After all, there's no way to know if we'll live through tomorrow. No one knows what will happen. But don't ever lose hope. The shining fist of justice will destroy the evil lurking in the dark. Right? Are those lyrics? It's from our debut song. That's our most popular one. It's okay, I'll do my best. If I lose here, then it would mean Love and Hero only singing lies. She gives me an energetic bow to her invisible fans. The horns from her costume strike my forehead dead on. Ow! I'm so sorry! I arrive at H Elementary. Whoa! This place looks more haunted than I expected. We should have filmed here. So what do we do? I explained about the last time I was here. Only a quick rundown, but it should be enough for her to understand. There isn't much left to investigate on the first floor. We need to check out the second floor. Okay, time to go then! Alright, let's get going. She is such a happy girl. Thank you for subscribing! It's okay, Iris. You're fine. Oh, and if you think the hobo with the country accent's funny, you should hear the thug guy I was trying to do a thug accent for, because at one point we went total Southern Belle, and I couldn't get off it. So he became punk country too. He had to say far gone, and that just threw off the accent. I returned to the landing with the cracked mirror. I stare into the mirror, recalling how I felt back then. I quickly look away. But I want to look. I shine my light up at the ceiling instead. But there's nothing there anymore. There are no traces of the rose vine or the guard's corpse. What's up? No, it's nothing. I just wanted to check something. Spirits can do a lot of weird things, but can they really make corpses disappear? That would be ridiculous. I run my fingers down the cracks. I watches me weirdly, but nothing happens. That's Iris! We climb up the stairs to the second floor. The snakes are apparently squishy. I feel something soft squish under my heel. I quickly pick up my foot and shine my light down. The hallway is covered with poisonous snakes. Snakes! Don't shout! I slap my hand over Ai's mouth. We can't move forward. The only thing worse would be making noise and calling something here. It'll be fine if we leave quietly. I cautiously take a step backwards. Suddenly, the snakes react to my bag. What the? Oh, that was the wrong voice. The snakes flit their tongues in the air trying to smell something. After a moment, they begin to leave. After a moment, they just disappear into the darkness of the hallway before I even blink. They vanish without a sound all at once, as if they'd never been there to begin with. Huh? Why? I don't know. It looked like the snakes were sniffing my bag. The red notebook is inside. Maybe the smell made them think we were friends. Let's try going down the hallway. I haven't gone this way yet. Oh yeah? Let's both do our best. Seems to be locked. The second floor isn't covered in roses like the first. There's no movement, and I don't see any plants. I guess the phenomenon didn't happen on this floor. Last time a piano was playing in a game, a mannequin fell on it. It scared me. A piano plays somewhere. That was the piano, right? I still my breath and strain to hear any noises, but it doesn't seem like anyone's here. Oh! She picks something up off the ground. It's a piece of sheet music. Got sheet music, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It looks like a piano sheet music. Oh, that takes me back. I played this song when I was a kid. Didn't we all? You play piano? Well, kind of. I am a singer after all. Yeah, I know that. Well, I'll count on you if we need that. Okay, I got this. The blackboard is covered in dents and scratches. It's probably too damaged to use. I don't think that's a thing. As long as you can put some chalk on it, I think you're good. I look out at the schoolyard through the window, but I don't see anything moving around. One of the fixtures holding the light is broken. Probably shouldn't risk walking under it. It's an abandoned desk. I try feeling around inside the desk and find something soft. It's a wadded up piece of paper. I open it and see several sentences. It seems to be something someone failed to destroy. Got fragment S. The bare floor causes our steps to echo as we walk. We need to make sure the spirit doesn't hear us. You're doing a horrible job. It seems to be locked. I jumbled up wires wrapped around the door handle. Nothing anyway. I think we need pliers for that one, right? Aw, sleepy boys. Oh dear. Something is scrawled on the blackboard. I. Zen. Looks like the letters spell Eisen. There's more after that, but they aren't legible. I don't know. The handwriting is terrible. The plant in the flower pot was wilted. I lifted up and uncovered a dirty piece of paper. Found a worn-out talisman. Yay, talisman. That means we're going to be doing some life and death situations soon. Flecks are red all over the floor. They smell like iron. That's because that's blood. It doesn't look like the fluorescent light is broken, but it stays dark. I can't hear any man-made noises, sounds coming in through the window, only leaves and rustling of wind. Long desks and what looks like sinks loom in the darkness of the classroom. This seems to be... Is this the science lab? Still? I grimaces. It really stinks in here. I feel like I'm gonna suffocate. It's an irritating stench that stings the eyes. The putrid smell fills the room, like a box of onions has gone rotten. Even so, it's not like we can just leave. Let's get this done quickly so we can move on. There's a talisman in the dusty sink. Oh, that's nice. The desk is scorched. Seems there's some fire damage here than in the there is more fire damage here than in the staff room. This is probably where the fire started. Opened the door and left the science lab. Always. I open the cupboard and check inside, but all I find is trash and dust. This sturdy wooden cabinet. The cabinet's door opens easily. The inside is completely full to bursting with something. I pull it out and discover that it's a garbage bag full of shredded paper. Got office trash. Are you seriously planning on taking that with you? I mean, not that I care. When I lift up the bag, an unshredded wad of paper falls to the floor at my feet. I open it up and see several complete sentences. Guess they failed to destroy this section. Got fragment 1. It's a shelf packed with numerous chemicals. Getting closer, I see some large containers. Ha 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 ha. Ho ho. I hear eye gasp behind me. Hands, ears, eyeballs, body pieces that used to belong to a human are floating in liquid perfectly preserved. It can't be. There's no way they'd use these as educational aids. They're extremely fresh for being samples, probably because they were cut from a living body, but it doesn't seem like it's been that long since any of them were severed. Other than the jars of human body parts, the cabinets of several kinds. I know they're not alive anymore, but it takes a measure of courage to search body parts. I stick my hand inside, half closing my eyes and feeling around the shelf. Is something there? Well, yeah. I stop myself from voicing my frustration. I can't make I do something like this. I search the chemicals, formalin containers, unidentified samples, every nook and cranny. I find a few things I can use. A clear bottle with a liquid inside. It has a label with a chemical formula on it. A brown bottle that has an irritating smell. Its label is rotted and unreadable. And finally, a bottle wrapped in foil. It smells faintly of flowers, but it's likely just some kind of chemical as well. A clear bottle, brown bottle wrapped in foil. Is that everything? Once I'm done looking around, I stand up. A vinyl bundle in the corner catches my eyes. I pick it up and realize that it's a tightly wrapped bundle of clothes. A white coat stands out the most. Must be a lab coat. Got bundle of clothes. A white lab coat? Well, we are in a science lab. No big surprise to find one here. That rumor about the ghost in white. I and Yasuoka got their marks while filming the TV show about it in Miyamachi. And all the other clothes along with the coat have been folded meticulously. Is it really just a coincidence? Is it? Is it? It's a number of books, their materials, and encyclopedias about animals. I grab one and flip through the pages. There are a ton of notes inside, scribbles in thin letters. It seems they're simple explanations for the students. I take out the last book, and then when I look inside, a scrap of paper falls from it, in between the pages. Found a worn-out talisman. Oh yay, talisman. We're gonna be fighting something soon. A portion of a memo. Wave control the blank shock. This is the great. This is to keep locked. A portion of memo X sound wave or must put sleep. Also regain sight. Will again it to aware of testing. Yes, because that makes so much sense. So much sense. It's an elaborate anatomical model. I test the outside of the model. It feels like it's made out of wood or resin. I can't really tell. Taking a closer look, I notice a huge tear in its mouth. It's making the mouth look bigger than it should. It's almost like an arm was forcefully shoved down it, and it couldn't handle the strain. The mouth might be broken because someone stuck their hand down it. But that means something is hiding either in the mouth or at the torso. I could break it, but then I might break whatever's inside, too. Nothing for it but to stick my hand in. I hesitantly slide my hand into the mouth. Something cylindrical is inside. I grab it and try to pull it out. Gah. It's a snake head. Roused by the movement, snakes begin pouring out from every crevice. Watch out! I stumble backwards. The snakes slowly retreat back into the model. Seems they live inside it. I bet something's hidden in there, but to get it, I'll have to find a way to pacify the snakes.